You gotta love it when worlds come together. Over on Jim Norton and Sam Roberts, the SiriusXM morning show that I host every weekday morning, Violent J, the Duke of the Wicked of the Insane Clown Posse, was in studio, and who would join us but renowned astrophysicist Neil Degrasse Tyson? What would happen when this wicked clown would meet one of the smartest men alive? Well, you're about to find out. Our Violent J is hanging out, and we welcome in Neil Degrasse Tyson.
Hello.
Hello.
Please come in. Have you met Violent before?
I have not met Violent. Not knowingly.
We've met now. It's good.
Yes. Neil Degrasse
I think
Tyson.
I would know
Sit down,
if I
Neil.
had met him before.
You would remember?
Hello, Neil.
Sarah.
Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Yes.
Hey.
Yes.
How you guys
Welcome.
doing?
Good.
How are you,
doing?
man?
Miss you guys.
It's good to see you.
You don't call. You don't write.
Well,
you know.
I'm really glad that you're here because you very famously at one point on our show said, "Yeah, I'll believe in aliens when you bring a body into the town square and you show the world." Well, Neil Degrasse Tyson, yesterday in Mexico, a guy brought an alien body into the town square. Do we believe in aliens?
I love it that he did that. So now the next step is.
Okay.
I like the way he pushed your finger with his finger. Or your fist.
It's a big finger. It's a
Okay,
big,
the
big
next
finger.
step is.
Right.
What you do next is what we did when we brought moon rocks back from the Apollo era. You say, all right, give a little piece to other scientists around the world so they can analyze this.
Yes.
Because one scientific result is not what is true, even though the press rushes to it.
I saw it.
Okay, the press rushes to it. So now you have to say, can this be verified by others? And when you verification, then you can establish an objective truth. And I love me some aliens.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, if that's mummified, there should be some soft tissue there.
Look,
that
they're
can
right
be
there,
analyzed.
dude.
Yep.
They're right there
Oh
analyzed.
yeah, I love it.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Love me some aliens.
Two aliens.
But what's a little odd, he said he has 30% DNA overlapping with us, which is not very much.
Right.
We have like 10% DNA with a banana or something. So 30%. So
Well,
an
in my
alien-
house we do.
an alien. And
I had no idea this happened.
you didn't
There
know
it is,
about
bro.
that?
Yeah.
Mexican Congress. They brought it into Congress
Yeah.
and said, "Here are some alien bodies we found."
Yeah.
Exactly.
They have
now
3
they're going to
fingers.
disappear. Now they're going to vanish.
Now, you never hear from them again.
They'll be like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You'll never hear
And
about
then-
them again.
And then Neil Degrasse Tyson will say, "Yeah, I don't know anything about it."
'Cause that's
I
what
don't-
happened when they found the little one. Remember the little one?
The little alien.
This big.
No, I don't remember Little Alien.
They found it in, was it Spain or something?
I think so.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
think so.
So did other people analyze it, or was it just kept in a box?
Yeah,
with the
other people
who found
analyzed it.
Yeah.
It has like a very, anyway, it ended up vanishing, so it doesn't
Do
matter.
you remember the person who said they found skin from Bigfoot? Do you remember that? And they had like Bigfoot flesh, and they had a
Wow.
big press conference,
Yeah.
and then they never showed up for the press conference, but the box was left there. So they analyzed the hair,
Yeah.
and it was like plastic hair. It was like a, you know.
Bigfoot wears a wig.
Male pattern baldness.
Oh no! Oh no!
So here's what I'm saying. So now get others to verify. But here's my point. Most life on Earth, with which we have much more DNA in common than they're claiming for this alien.
Mm.
Most life on Earth does not have a face. I think worms don't have a face. Face is a very vertebrate thing. Okay? Oak trees don't have faces.
I've seen a worm with a face before. I do a
Why are
show
you
with
always giving him a hard time?
I don't like it. Isn't it cruel?
I like
It's scientific.
I like Jim Norton, and
Thank
you
you.
It's
can't.
science.
You are so mean to him.
It's body
science.
shaming. It's body
He's
shaming.
body he's face
Yes.
shaming you.
Yes. He looks like that thing in the Mexican Congress and he's humiliating me.
They
So
did. They
all
dragged
I'm
me
saying
into the
is,
town square.
if you have an alien from another planet, there's no reason for it to have any resemblance to us at all. At all.
No
This has
doubt.
2 arms, a shoulders, a legs, hips,
Yeah.
That's right.
a diaphragm,
Coincidence.
a femur, bones, toes. And it has 3 fingers. Oh, it's an alien. I'm saying, oh my gosh, is this the most creative you can be if you're going to hoax the world?
That's right.
So,
Well, if it's an intelligence being, though, wouldn't it have resemble some sort of primate or something?
well, tell that to the whales. Mm-hmm.
They don't have. They can't build structures. They don't have
That's what I'm
tools.
saying.
Yeah.
They're not out here flying around just going to other oceans to swim in exotic waters.
That's right. That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
Yeah, we're not some Do we know that we are the measure of what intelligence, how intelligence can
Of
manifest
course we are.
in the universe?
Sure.
Oh, okay. We
Well,
are.
not
okay.
in the universe, but
Here
Or
on
the
Earth.
galaxy. Or,
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So
Maybe
what I'm
the
saying is,
universe as far
if it's
as we can
aliens, I
see.
Right.
I love it. I'm just surprised it looks so human. That's all. If it's from another planet.
What about the big story too? Avi Loeb, and those pieces that came in of like 50 little spherical. Maybe there was more
Interstellar particles. Yes.
Said they were from another part of the out of our solar system.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, they definitely are.
They're from outside of our solar system?
Well, but we've seen. Okay, so the backstory there, if you didn't catch up on it, is everything we've ever measured in our galaxy. Everything we've ever measured in our solar system orbiting the sun was born here and raised here. But we kept saying to ourselves, the sun's gravity field extends much beyond this. So there could be some interstellar interlopers just passing through. So we look at the orbits of comets and they're all gravitationally bound to the sun. Until a few years ago, where we found the first interstellar object, Oumuamua, which is Hawaiian for first scout. And then they repeat it, first scout, first scout. So it was like the very first scout.
It came riding through.
Riding through, okay? And so what was unusual about it is its trajectory through our solar system did not match what Newton's laws would have held for it. It had a different arc. So you say, well, what's doing that? Is someone commanding the ship and doing having its way with the trajectory? Or is something else? And typically comets have outgassing and other sorts of things that'll adjust the orbit en route. So it wasn't a terrifying prospect, but some people ran with it. Avi Loeb among them, and said maybe this is an interstellar craft that has its own navigational tactics.
Right.
That was one final sentence in a much larger paper analyzing it, and the press went to that sentence. And then he just created an entire off-ramp career talking about aliens in space.
Oh.
And so back up. There was an asteroid impact in the ocean that amateur astronomers viewed, and we got the angles on it. He calculated that it is on a trajectory that would have come from outside our solar system. And that was originally denied by the military. But who cares? We make a calculation. We're smarter than the military. So we're not going to say, oh, really? The military is right and my physics calculate. No. So Avi published a paper on this, and then the military recanted, said, we agree it was probably interstellar. Now we have interstellar material on Earth. So he dragged the ocean looking for whatever materials, and he found these spheroids. So that's fine.
Why are they perfectly round, though? Isn't that weird? Wouldn't that be made by somebody if they're perfectly round?
Extraterrestrial.
How big is that?
They're tiny. They're
How the fuck did they find that?
Like little ball bearings.
Good.
What the fuck?
In the ocean?
In the ocean.
I just love it. There's a clown face looking at me saying, how the fuck did they find that? That's just so...
Violent J.
That is so...
You know, you guys made my day, man. I'm a fan of this, man.
Oh, no.
You shot the hell out of me when you walked in. I'm like, fuck yo, this is dope.
Okay, well then...
Wait, let me finish. So how do you get round things? Okay, so watch. If you take something that's molten... Okay, tell him that means liquid.
You know it means liquid.
Molten, yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I cleaned it off my stomach.
See on this side of the table, I start acting the way he does and getting on your case about what.
I know, it's very hurtful.
It's very
Smart
hurtful.
Alex side
It's
is
very
what
hurtful.
it is.
Don't care for it.
So if you take a molten anything and drop it through an atmosphere, there are forces in the object that will render it spherical. So raindrops are perfect spheres as they fall. We never draw them that way, where they draw them like there's a little.
Oh wow!
But they're spheres. So that's how they make. That's how they make ball bearings. Okay, you drop metal through the air and it cools as it comes, and it turns itself into a sphere. I wrote an essay called "On Being Round," which talks about all the forces that render things spherical.
I wrote the same essay about Jim.
Yeah.
You can Google it, "On Being Round." It'll take you to my website. Do you have something to say? You could say something too.
No, I need.
But can we have a whole other person here?
I need to ask you a question because Violent J is here, and it's very important that we get to the bottom of something.
Because you're answering Jay's question as well about how they find those things in this question.
With you guys in the same room,
yes,
we can finally get to the bottom of something.
Yes.
Because a few years back, Violent J and his musical partner Shaggy 2 Dope, they wrote a song called Miracles. and they asked a very scientific question. Magnets, how do they work?
They're
And
miracles.
they surmise miracles, which I say I don't know how they work, so I'm gonna go with you on this one.
Okay, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
You seen the guy flying in the basket? Like it looks like 70s footage. Guy flying around. He's in like a basket.
Yeah, no, I missed that.
Find the guy flying in the
Hold on.
basket, Travis.
Hold on.
Yeah, yeah.
Hold on.
Okay,
Hold
I missed the guy flying in the
Okay,
basket.
You know what I'm talking about? by
I
any
do
chance?
not know.
Okay.
We'll pull it up. Though.
Okay.
I don't know if we're gonna be able to find it because it's so dope. But I swear to God, he's flying around in like a craft he made. He's standing in it.
Uh-huh.
Right? Looks like he's flying in a fucking big laundry hamper. And
Okay.
he's standing in it flying. And you see him flying around, right? He's flying around over a field, right?
Yeah.
Then he takes the fucking camera in the thing and
Yeah.
he flies around and shows you the view. You can see the shadow on the ground and everything. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And this footage been around forever, right?
Okay, cool.
Okay, so it's done with magnets. You know, if there are aliens,
You mean he told you he did it with magnets?
No, I'm assuming. Okay.
Oh, you're wondering what?
Hold on.
You just say it's done with magnets. I mean,
Somehow
that was
it's done
very
with magnets.
declarative of
Somehow.
you.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And if there are aliens here, right, the things I've read and seen on TV, which means it has to be true, right,
Yeah.
is you can bend fucking gravity, you know, somehow, and then create some sort of wormhole or something and bypass time, you know. Look at a black hole. Isn't that the only thing that can fuck with time in any way?
No.
Is bending.
Time is interfering with us right now. Do you realize our clocks are ticking more slowly than the clocks that are on GPS satellites because they are farther away from Earth's center of gravity than we are. The closer you are to a source of gravity, the slower your time ticks. And they portrayed that in the movie Interstellar. When the guys went down to the planet around the black hole, they were down there for 15 minutes. They came back up to the spaceship. The guy had been there for 20 years. Time is always being touched by your speed and by the strength of the gravitational field you're in.
So then why wouldn't they just rearrange it so we can get the fuck off this gravity plane and live to be 500? You know?
Oh, so what you want to do is go to a higher, no, you don't live, you still live what you think is your normal life. Relative to other people, they
That's
think
what
you're
I'm
living
saying.
more slowly.
It probably don't make any
You-
difference.
no,
to
you
know?
don't feel this at all. You'll see the future that you wouldn't otherwise see elsewhere, but in your world, everything's going normal. You don't even know it.
Right. You
That's
can't.
that's why it's called relativity.
And that's why I believe in God or Creator. Okay, because
What,
I
because a guy's floating in a basket?
That's very.
I would
that's
hope
damn
if you
near-
believe in a creator, it's for deeper reasons than that.
I'm telling you right now, I wish we could find that fucking footage, man. Because this guy,
You got the basket guy? Come on, bro.
man, it's about magnets though. They're using magnets. They're doing something with
Did he
magnets.
tell you he's
found
using
a way
magnets?
to fly with no propulsion. See what I'm saying? No blades, no propellers.
So here's what happens. You know, with magnets, the farther away you are from the other magnet side of that equation, the weaker is the field. So you can't just keep going out into space, repelling whatever it might be.
Big ass magnet.
He's only 10 feet off the ground, but he's zipping around, you know. But check it out. It's old footage from the 70s. But check it out.
So why isn't there new footage that shows it even better? Why isn't this developed by him?
Because the government came and
Oh,
snuffed
the
him or something.
government!
Now, hold on.
Oh, so
Listen.
the highly competent U.S. government is stealing everybody's new ideas.
But I want to make my point
The
about
Men
why.
in Black showed up. So anyone who's worked for the
dare
government
you.
has no equal confidence that other people have that the government can hold a secret. Look at how much we knew about President Clinton's genitalia. Okay? If there was a state secret, it would have been that. But there it is
No,
on TV.
It wouldn't have been that. Why does anybody care to keep that secret? It means nothing. I'm saying it doesn't no value to the
So
fucking
two
government.
things have to be true. The aliens or whatever secrets only are brought to the government and no one else in the U.S. government and no one else in the world, and the government has to successfully keep it a secret. You know, as an example, if they're stockpiling aliens in
Mexico.
Mexico, New Mexico.
Area
Oh, in
51?
Roswell.
Yeah, no,
I thought you meant in the
Area
tell you why.
51.
Yeah, yeah.
In Area 51, you know the janitor would get a picture of it.
Bob Lazar.
The janitor would lose his job
right.
the next day, but it'd be the most famous, richest janitor there ever was.
I don't know. Bob
I
Lazar's
don't
still
think they're
getting
gonna just
headaches,
let
bro.
Joe the janitor up in there. You know what I'm saying? My mom's been a janitor her whole life. They're just gonna let my mom get up in there and start janitoring.
Just sneak
You
it
know what I'm
in.
saying? Around the aliens, dusting them off and shit.
Sneak it in.
They would never.
Say something.
I'm sorry, I just don't know what to add to it.
Well, no, but you have questions about the universe. We all have questions about the
But
universe.
what I just want to
Who
make
am
my
I talking
point.
to now?
You know who this is, right, babe?
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
who he is.
Yeah. Listen, I want to make my point about why I said I believe in a holy creator, all right?
Okay.
It's because no matter what we can do scientifically, where we go in the universe, I don't believe anything we do can ever extend our time as a living being.
What we already have, you're living twice as long as anyone.
Because of
In fact, you were living 3 times longer than anyone 200 years ago, and twice as long as anyone 150 years ago. We have extended time, and guess what's doing it? The methods and tools of science. There's a comic
This guy.
of two
He's right,
cavemen
guys.
sitting across from each other, and they're saying, "Our water is clean, our air is clear, our game is free range, yet we're still not living past 30." This is so yes, science, and we're on the heels of what might be the aging gene or combination of genes. So it's not unrealistic to imagine living to 150 within 100 years of now. So now continue what you're saying.
Okay, well, let me ask you this then, all right? You said, what the government, this and that, why would all the governments just be like, oh, we're all going to keep this secret?
I don't have that much confidence that the government can keep a secret. It's
Okay.
one of the most incompetent entities in the world.
Yeah,
Think about it.
Wow.
they would,
Think about why is it that
Controversial.
the same people no, hear me out. Why is it that the same people
Yeah.
who don't like government inefficiencies, okay, who don't want government intervention because they know they're going to mess it up, all of a sudden we see some fuzzy tic tac in a Navy video, and they're saying the government is a masterminded entity that is keeping all of this secret from us all. And they know all of a sudden the government is some amazing organization, whereas at any other time it's being criticized for how inefficient it is. Can you really have that both ways?
well, it just feels like.
Plus, the smartest people are not working for the government.
What if there's levels to it, right? What if there's an upper that it's
Yeah.
like the secrets stop up here, like all that incompetence
I'm
is
saying, like
lower level, local government, this person,
Okay,
this person,
keep-
but even they
Keep telling yourself that.
they're not
that allows
exposed
you
to the.
that allows you to continue to believe what you want.
I believe in
That's right.
miracles.
Yeah,
You
right.
see what I have to deal with? This childlike
Wait, can I sit
thinking?
on your side of the table next time?
Sure, I would prefer it.
Okay.
Although I love.
Good, I'll
Jay,
sit with
so.
Jay.
What
then.
question do you have about the universe? Surely there's one. About the universe, aliens, God, the edge of the universe,
He's got it all.
Life.
He knows everything.
life.
Well, we watch stuff about like aliens sometimes. I
yeah,
mean, like,
there's
we talk
no
about it,
end
and we
of
both,
Netflix
like,
videos on aliens.
we
rules.
we
Yeah.
both like believe in aliens.
Okay.
Right.
I
You
don't
don't
know if I
believe in
have
them,
any-
huh? You just could,
No,
He
I'm
wants
not-
one
I'm-
in the town
It's
square.
not that I don't believe in them. Let me say that more precisely. What people have put forth as evidence, I have yet to find convincing. So maybe they are aliens, but I need better evidence than what you're bringing forth. Now we got some funky looking things in Mexico.
Uh-huh.
Great. Now
Bodies.
let's analyze that in the labs. And if we can analyze it, if they prevent that from happening, I don't know. That's not how science works. Science, you share
I'm
your
excited.
results.
I didn't know that shit happened yesterday.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
pretty
it
great.
did.
It's pretty great. He did a whole
Yeah,
presentation.
and they're sort of alien leaning scientists, so they have science training. So that's what makes it a little more intriguing than just the tinfoil hat people.
And it was in Congress, the Mexican Congress. It wasn't like it was just they did a video at home. They
Don't
actually-
use government as the measure of what is true.
You're very
That's a
anti-government.
great point.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying.
They are idiots.
Yeah, like we have government hearings to decide whether Earth is being invaded by aliens. Do you think if we're being invaded by aliens, we would need government hearings to establish that as true?
But what if?
Really?
But what if there's a secret one world government that is like a whole different deal? Did you?
Yeah,
What if?
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying.
Yeah. What if? Yeah.
What
so,
if?
yeah, that enables you to continue to think whatever you want.
Thank you.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
Yes.
You don't believe
You
that?
got 5 people in the back here. They don't say anything?
Troy,
No.
did you want to ask a question?
Troy said nope. Yeah, I'm not getting in the middle of that.
Mike, did you have a question for the good, amazing? By the way, Neil Degrasse Tyson, who is promoting a brand new book, To Infinity and Beyond.
It just came out yesterday,
Available
actually.
now.
Yeah, now.
Now it's brand new.
You gotta
Came
say it
out
right. You gotta-
yesterday.
Available now.
Now. Wherever books are sold, and takes readers on an awe-inspiring, one-of-a-kind cosmic adventure through the galaxy and the world's most celebrated astrophysicist. with the world's most celebrated astrophysicist.
Well,
but still,
thank you. All it does is say when, hundreds of years ago, you're here on Earth. If you wanted to get to the moon, how would you think to do that?
Did we get to the moon?
Yeah, there are doubts.
The government kept it secret. No, here's what they did.
That's
Right.
Here's the story. You
Right,
ready?
right.
So the government
Thank
said,
you, Violent J.
this-
I'm glad you're here.
This moon thing is hard, but we have to go because the Russians expect us to go. So
Right.
they went to Hollywood
Right.
and they said we need to fake the moon landing.
Kubrick.
So they go to that and they analyze it.
Yeah.
And all the producers said, okay, well, if we fake it, we have to do this, and we have to land it, and the lunar soil and the sky, and it's too complicated. It'll be simpler if we just fake it on location.
Why would tell me this then? Why was Danny wearing that sweater
That was
in
a
The
hilarious
Shining?
joke,
It was
wasn't it?
pretty good.
You just laugh.
No, no,
Fake it on location. I get because he
No,
went to
I
the
enjoyed
moon.
that,
It's
yeah.
We
fun.
got to
It's
do it
fun.
on. Let's do it on
It's fun.
location. That'll be easier
But then
than faking it.
why was Danny wearing that sweater in The Shining? If Kubrick didn't do the moon landing, you know what I'm talking about,
Apollo
right?
13 sweater. Yeah,
Come on.
I do.
Come on, he's telling us something. No,
I have to watch The Shining again.
It's pretty
before.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is a
Pretty good
Kubrick
flick.
film, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. Yeah,
yeah.
One of the best.
You know, that's the movie that first ever used a Steadicam camera.
Yeah.
When they're going down a corridor,
Yep.
and a corridor where you don't see tracks in front of where the camera would otherwise roll.
There it
So
is.
the camera's just following someone down the corridor.
I have a question about flat Earth.
You believe?
Wait. That's
well-
Apollo. So what?
Apollo
why'd you
11.
Say, it says Apollo 11. So what?
Apollo 11. Okay.
Not Apollo 13.
I was-
He's
my
just
mistake.
saying shout out to
I was-
NASA. I
yeah.
did the moon landing. It's the theory, I think.
Oh,
got
I
that
said
right.
13
That's pretty
is a
much the
mistake.
theory, right? Thank
okay,
you, Coop.
okay. Just so you
Coop
can
knows.
continue to believe what you want to be true.
Before you do flat Earth,
Yes.
I think we should offer Coop
Do you have a question,
the
Coop?
opportunity to ask a question.
Coop, please.
He's our intern.
Intern, cool.
My one question is, if
No, no.
aliens are real, how much do you think it'll actually change anything? Like
If what's real?
if they brought an alien, like you said, to the
That'd be
town
great.
square
We'd learn
tomorrow-
more about biology. It
But
would transform. But you back up. I'm looking at your. If we, if
It is hard to see beyond that
it
giant
would
skull. Yeah.
transform biology,
Oh, okay.
and maybe it would signal a change in the human condition that we cannot foresee or imagine. But we have been challenged by interestingly similar constructs before. The idea that Earth is not in the center of the known universe, that we have a complete scientific accounting for the origin of humans that does not invoke biblical Genesis. These are mind-altering revelations, if I use a religious word, about our knowledge of our place in the universe. To find out that we're not alone would be very cool. What would be disturbing if the alien would clearly way smarter than us. And if they wanted to, they can bring others and just make us their pets. That would disturb many people, I would suspect.
Now I have a question. Last question about we have to go. But flat earthers always say, "Hey, how come the planes when they're flying don't have to adjust to the curve of the Earth when they're flying straight?
Yeah.
Why do they not have to adjust to the curve?" I mean, I think I know the answer, but I would like to hear your answer.
Because it's flat. That's why.
If,
Yeah, why don't they
if
have to
Earth
adjust?
were much, much smaller, they would have to continue to adjust to the curvature of the Earth. But Earth is huge compared to an airplane. So the adjustment they make for the curvature is very small, and it just happens. It happens continually.
we just don't notice because it's so.
The Earth is very large. That's what stumps flat earthers. The Earth is so much larger compared to us, it feels like it's flat. And I empathize with that sentiment. But that's why we have the methods and tools of science to transcend the access that our five senses have to objective reality. Because your senses suck. That's why you can have books that have optical illusions. Oh, is the line in the page out? Is it longer? I don't know. Simple line drawings will stump your brain.
Blue dress or gold dress.
Right. And now we're going to say, let's use our senses to decide what is objectively real in the world. No, leave them at the door. Invoke scientific methods and tools. That's why science was invented. That's why civilization took off with the invention of the methods and tools of science.
And speaking of using your senses, use your sight and your eyeballs to read this book, To Infinity and Beyond. It's available right now. Just came out, the new book by Neil Degrasse Tyson, To Infinity and Beyond. Your books are always so great, as are your appearances. Violent J is headed out to continue on the Three-Headed Monster tour. He's going to be he was in Brooklyn last night. He'll be in Montreal tonight. There's additional dates through early October
I think I've seen videos with you in it doing weird things. Was this what I'm remembering?
There's usually two of us.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Shags.
All right, sorry
we
if I-
rap and we throw soda, and I got a 9th grade education.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
There's a hatchet man involved.
I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna get some more of you.
I'll bet.
I see fucking peace
I'm
in the
serious.
house.
I like knowing what's out there. I like knowing all the forces that shape what we call modern civilization, and you would clearly be among them.
That's
Hell
right.
yeah.
Ain't no Sabu your mama through a coffee table.
That's right.
Don't forget it.
We're putting it down.